Good morning, everybody. Can I have a motion to open up today's meeting, December 6, 2023?
Motion. Second.
We have Jennifer Hoffer and Rita Hare for excused absences today. And in front of you are the minutes from our November 15th, 2023 meeting. If everybody could just take a look. Any questions, concerns? If not, just need a motion to accept the minutes. Any questions? Can I get a motion to accept the minutes? Second?
I abstain.
Exactly. Wonderful, all right. Patrice, I'll turn it over to you for report on bills.
So we, under the general COA budget, we paid the phone bill and got some office supplies. Under the grant, we paid for the cell phone for the senior van, our exercise programs, some craft supplies, and under our gift account, we paid for the new commercial dishwasher that we had to have. That was $6,800, and it should be finally installed by next Monday or Tuesday, because they have to run some wire to be able to do it. It was something that we were flagged on with the Board of Health. You have to have a commercial dishwasher, it has to be a certain temperature and sanitization. And I had to wait till this year to be able to put it in my budget, and our dishwasher finally blew. So we
Had to
haven't
do
had one
it.
for a couple weeks, so we had to do it. It's nice because we know that we have saved a ton of money on styrofoam cups, like thousands, over the last couple of years doing our coffee cup recycling program. Now, we do have a full kitchen with dishes and silverware and such. We will transfer over as soon as the dishwasher gets put in to using regular plates and silverware, because we can run a load of dishes every 3 to 4 minutes, and get rid of some of the paper parts we're using a lot.
Good.
So Jennifer will keep a stat on how much money we're saving, and we should be able to recoup this in like 2 years. Plates and silverware are not cheap, so.
Yeah, it's a good cause. So patron statistics.
So I ran all the stats just to see where we were at. So from 12/31 of 2022 to 1/1 of 23, so 1 year, okay? We had 2,840 people check in at the senior center. Already this year, from last January until the 30th of November, we've had 5,167.
Wow.
So I anticipate we'll probably be up in the 6,000s by January, somewhere in that area.
And that's why we have a parking issue.
That's why we have a parking issue, and, yeah. So it's pretty much almost tripled, like doubled in 3/4. Yeah, so
And I think, like you said, the bus is just gonna add to that.
the bus has been adding to that, so we will see.
Is this parking area up here by the old grammar school available to use?
I don't
It's a
know that
little
it'd
bit
be,
of a walk.
I don't know it'd be super safe, because it's a walk and it's not really, there's a sidewalk across the street. The way these people fly up and down the road to go to school.
But it is available space,
it-
if we can.
I would have to check on it, and I do believe that it's for sale at this moment, that building. I've heard through the rumor, they've been talking
But
about
the parking
it.
lot belongs to the school committee, the school
Yeah.
properties.
We don't know how far down though that comes, right?
You think the school gave it back? Yeah, we think it belongs to the town, but, I mean, I can check. I
Oh, it
mean,
does belong to the town.
On the bigger events, we're parking over at the Goodness Store. They've been great enough to let us park over there. The staff is, that gives us a few spots. We do have several people that are now riding the bus that would have been driving. Because of course, we only have 2 handicap spots, that's an issue. And, you know, people are using the church parking lot, we just have to go on a wing and a prayer that there's not gonna be a funeral on the day of our big event.
Yeah.
So, but, yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be bad if we had the bus available to us for people to park up there, we could just drive them down here.
Mhm.
So I will check into that, that's a good idea.
And, you know, some people don't have a problem walking.
Right.
And I would be able to
Yeah.
maneuver down from there, but I think it just needs a grading or something. It's
Pretty rough right now.
pretty rough, yeah. That's a good way to put it.
We went through that when we were trying to dispose of the old grammar school. And I remember looking at the layouts of the land, and there's a line of demarcation where the school property ends and the town property takes over.
I mean, right now, even our parking lot has been put on hold, because unfortunately, even though it passed capital and the parking lot was supposed to be done, the quotes, the estimates are unbelievable. So it's actually over what we actually had allocated for it. So I think it's gonna have to go back in the spring, from what I'm aware of from Adam, our highway superintendent, that it's gonna have to go back to capital in the spring to have the increase in the money to be able to get the parking lot done. Because, you know, you put in for something and then it sits on capital for a little bit,
Yeah.
and then they vote on it, and when they vote on it, you get all your estimates, and the estimates were astronomical. Yeah.
But that won't add spaces, that's just gonna clean
It's
it up.
just gonna clean it up, because we did have somebody fall in the parking lot last week, and she hit her head pretty good. So the highway department has been really good about coming out and always putting, what's that stuff called?
A patch.
Patch. They patch up the holes constantly down here, so
Yeah.
they're very much aware of it.
Okay. Want to move on to new programs?
Yeah, so we decided we'd start a couple of new programs for January, see if we can get, probably more men interested, because it's usually the men that are here that are playing the cards. But we did have a couple of women that were interested in playing pitch. So we're gonna start a pitch group on Thursday mornings, and we're gonna start darts. Yeah, so we've ordered the dartboard, we're gonna use that one there, and we figure we'll see how that goes, something new for the year.
I think we should try axe throwing.
Bull riding, anything.
Yeah.
The whole day of work, I want to come down and throw some axes. Sounds good.
I did put
Those
in
that
our.
do it are paying big money to do it.
I've
Right.
seen it, yeah.
Have you done it?
Is there an agenda for, do you have any extra copies?
Of today's agenda?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you want
I do. I think I got one.
I gotta keep mine.
Want me to
too.
go make some?
Yeah.
So we
Can we
figured-
have one when we come in from now on? Is that too much to ask?
How do you do that?
I usually just give them to you guys.
Oh,
We
sure.
go on
Yeah,
some-
sure, absolutely.
Yeah, make a
I'll go
couple
make
of those, so we can see.
So on top of the, adding the new programs, I have put on the front page of our newsletter for January, February. If somebody would like to see something that we don't already have,
Mhm.
you know, please let us know. And we will try to accommodate that with the time and space issue that we have. So it's trying to squeeze things into, these groups are gonna start small,
Yeah.
so we'll have them in the middle room. Hopefully they don't get too big, because if they do, then we have a little money. So, cause and effect.
Yeah, exactly. Good.
Oh.
Then upcoming events?
So we're doing, for December, we have our holiday movie, we did a holiday craft already, but we're gonna have another pop-up craft, because we had some ornaments and we figured we'd embellish those. We have our holiday party, I've hired, some really good entertainment, I'm gonna say, and a couple of surprises, and, then in January, we have our fuel assistance for new applicants only. We're gonna do a movie of craft, we're gonna celebrate National Pizza Day, Unibank is going to sponsor the pizza, we're gonna play a game. And the Sunshine Club has a couple of events that will be coming up in December and January as well. So we're well on our way to business.
Okay. And then I guess update on the website. Everybody got one?
Yeah.
Good. I guess the senior van rides,
So, we calculated November, so that it didn't go on the road until the 13th. Of course, there was Thanksgiving break, so it wasn't running Wednesday, Thursday, it did run on Friday. So we had 116 rides. What that means is, it's duplicated under days. We had 23 people riding the bus for those 15 days, going here, there, and everywhere, which made 116 rides, 116 people. And we have, this week, we have it going to 3 medical appointments this week, so medical has just started this week, which was great. So we have 43 rides this week, and it's 15 different people using it. And booked already for this month is 81 rides. They haven't come to fruition yet, so until they do, I added 3 more rides yesterday, so.
Okay.
As stuff, people are calling, and we want the 48-hour business, but case in point, we have somebody that needs to get picked up from their cataract surgery on Thursday. Happens to be a time when the bus is running, and we were able to squeeze her in because it's last minute.
Yep.
You know, some things like surgeries you get last minute, so, and we were able to accommodate that, so we're very excited about that.
And scheduling's going well then.
Scheduling is going well, it's just busy,
Good.
because it's the way you have to put it in the system, you have to put everybody round trip, and, you know, but the way that it counts is round trip. So for my statistics, even for the state, I have to say, we did 116 rides. Doesn't matter how many people were on the bus, it was 116. It had a full bus going to Blackstone Valley last week for our
Full lunch,
luncheon.
yes.
Yeah, and we had, I think, 35 people that signed up for that. The Sunshine Club will offset that, so that was nice. It made it more affordable. Everybody had a great time. The food was exceptional. We also have a accolade to give to Sharon Deegan. The day after Thanksgiving, Friday, of course, we were closed. She had done a run in the morning. She was covering for Bill. He works on Fridays, but he was off for the holiday. She went out in the morning and did the food shopping run and then parked the van. And I got a call from the police at 1:30 in the afternoon that they had a handicapped van that had popped 2 tires on its way to a holiday dinner on the S part of South West Main Street. It had pulled over to let a big truck go, and they popped 2 tires. So they only had 1 spare. And AAA, they called AAA, they called the police. The police worked on it for about an hour with the fire department, calling all the adult day centers, all of the private ambulance companies, all the chair vans. There was a quadriplegic who could not have his wheelchair. So finally, she called me, and I said, let me call and see if Sharon's available. And Sharon said, yeah, no problem. She went right there, she got the person, drove it back to Milford. And the police chief wrote a nice letter that he sent to the Board of Selectmen and our town administrator. And for that 1 ride that saved somebody, the police chief was like, wow, that was worth every dollar.
Absolutely.
He said they had no way. They had no way to get these people home. And
It's
they
an
would have been
asset to the
stranded
town.
for hours and hours and hours. So in an emergency situation, its first week in operation, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
So
I called
that's been the talk around the town up there.
Appreciate Sharon for doing
Yeah.
that in a holiday.
Yep, she
Absolutely.
really just was like, yeah,
Yep.
popped right over. The couple sent a box of cookies that were delivered yesterday, thanking us because if it was not for us, they would have never done it. And she was they said she was terrific. So we're very
What a nice
excited to be able to
second
have something nice come out of that.
So I guess Pam, we'll move on to the Sunshine Club.
Okay, perfect timing. It was, we had a meeting yesterday with Miss Janet. I forgot to call you. We agreed and voted to supply new shelving over here for the tag sale items, so I'll talk to Patrice about putting that through. It's on Amazon. So that'll clean up that and give us some more room. Ham and bean supper on November 17th went very well, well received. Driveway chicks played, and everyone enjoyed that. No complaints there, so the annual event happened well. Gingerbread's coming up tomorrow for decorating, so we have a good turnout coming. It's a full house. In fact, we've had to make some extra gingerbread for it, so that should be fun. Hopefully, police and fire will put their little competition into place tomorrow, decorating their houses like they have in the past. It's our 5th year doing this. And Anna says she's got a little surprise coming with the gingerbread. Don't know what it is. We are planning a January 5th New Year party, and it'll be an afternoon, and it'll be a party theme for New Year. We did it last year. It was fun. We're going to make it a game day. We'll maybe focus on Pictionary. So we'll have some fun with that. We are going to try something different on Thursday, December 21st. We're going to try to sponsor a senior social up at the Common, all lit up. So I talked to Betty Ann McCallum. She said, you're all good to go. You can use the place that Thursday. We're gonna do like 5 to 6, hot cocoa, sing-along. I called Al Denarcourt at the high school last night to see if he had some students who would like to lead us in singing. So he was gonna get back to me on any kids who wanna do some community service. My question to you is, can we use the van to transport people for an hour up there on a Thursday evening or late afternoon?
If I have a driver available. It's
Okay.
after hours, so I'd have to have a
Right.
driver that would be willing to. But
Yeah,
I will
so
ask.
if you would ask,
Yep.
because then we can have people who need a ride, could
Yep.
meet here.
Perfect.
Doesn't have to go ride around town, but
Right.
meet here and take them up there for the
Yeah,
hour.
I just have to confirm because it's after hours.
That's right, I understand, that's right.
What day was that, Pam?
The
December 21st, winter solstice, perfect day for a social up there. And hopefully the weather will cooperate.
Right.
Then, coming up, we talked about, again, getting someone to come and talk about ice harvesting as a daytime program. We talked about the gardener coming in, we'll do that in March, and maybe line dancing like we did once before in April. So we're trying to line some things up, one per month.
I do have holiday sing-along books too, if you want.
A what?
Holiday sing-along songbooks,
Terrific,
if you want.
terrific. Now, Jim, we talked about this last night when we were making phone calls. Can the robocall go out from here announcing something like this? Because it's kind of short notice, it's only a week and a half away. And let people know, because only people coming in will see it or post it over here
Right.
and on the bulletin board, but maybe go out.
Yeah, I can also put it on cable, I'll put it on the
Yeah.
Facebook, and we can put it at the library and the town hall, so.
Okay, good.
And a lot of people stop in and out of the comment, I don't know if you could put a flyer up there if we laminated it, but people would be aware of it. I don't know if you can hang a little flyer up there, but if you can, then we can just laminate it, so
Right,
it'll be
sure,
weatherproof.
just leaving them, put a little flag there, yeah. So we're gonna try that, and it should be fun. Because a lot of people, even at our little meetings, that haven't seen the common all lit up.
Beautiful.
It's magical,
It is.
it really is, so it'd be nice to do something.
It's only
holiday.
gonna be for about an hour,
Yeah.
but we'd like everybody to get to see it.
Uh-huh.
And so we have some things to do there. We'll have some, like Pam said, some cocoa and cookies and trying to get the kids up there to sing. But we did discuss this in the group yesterday about using the robocall. Because I mentioned this at the meeting last month, if we could do that more often.
We do
if-
it actually multiple times a week. It just depends on which group you're in, right? So if, like, we do it multiple times a week to let people know that, remind them of certain times, or a time change, or a date change, or a class change, or a teacher being sick, or whatever, we do it constantly. So to do it, it's no problem at all.
Okay. I would think like, something like this, if the timing, were you thinking like the day before? Or 2 days before? Because it goes out to all the seniors that are members here, right?
It goes out to everybody that's in our system, which means everybody in the town that's in our system, that's 60 and older.
Oh, the whole town?
We can do it for the whole town, or we can do it for a group.
Okay, so we could do it for the whole
That,
town. That's-
that would be good. And just, if people get a phone call and say, hey, this is what we're doing tomorrow night,
Yeah, I like that.
why don't you come on over
And I
and,
think talk amongst other people,
Yeah.
right? You're gonna be at the church or the food pantry, and
Yeah.
word kind of spreads.
And I do have time to get it into the Blackstone Tribune for a week from now.
Yep,
If I put it in for Sunday, it'll be in next week's Tribune, so people will see it there too.
yep, and we can throw it under our events too.
Good.
So what did you say the time was, Pam?
5 to 6,
5 to 6?
and,
because the lights come on fairly early, at dusk, they come on, I think, like 4.
We can probably get it in our church paper too,
okay.
okay?
And I'll let the police know, I'll let the police chief know that that's gonna be going on, obviously.
Mhm.
And maybe there'll be somebody kind of parked by.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so that's all we have.
21st, 5 to 6.
Wonderful.
Right.
Sounds like a great event.
Hmm.
Any other business anyone wants to bring up today?
Could, yeah,
Put your glasses on.
I'd like to see us have a discussion at these meetings. Just pick one topic and discuss it to see if there's a way that maybe we can come up with some ideas as to how to improve a program that we'd like to see the attendance improved, or deal with another program that might not be going the way we want. Could we just, you mentioned it again during the meeting, you asked about a program, or you mentioned we'd like to see some things improved. Last month I asked you about the veterans breakfast. And maybe we could do a little brainstorming. You know, what can we do to help the veterans out? Getting more of them to come down here, and we don't get a chance to talk about it.
You can. Every meeting it has a section on it that says other business. So that other business means you can bring up anything you wish to discuss.
Yeah.
So that's already on the agenda. So you can bring it up anytime.
Yeah, I was just thinking
Yeah.
maybe it could be a more permanent part of your agenda by
Yeah.
having, if you want to talk about the veterans breakfast, we could put it on the agenda, and so we,
What I would say is during the month, before the next meeting, you know, if you have a topic that you want to discuss, just let Patrice know, and she can add it to the agenda for the next month.
okay.
That would be the best thing, you know, and that way we're all prepared for it, and
People can think about it.
we can talk about it.
Yeah,
Patrice,
because,
do you have a list of how many veterans we do have? Do you have a number?
I do not, I could get it, but I do,
Yeah.
I don't. A lot
Because
of our
someone at
veterans.
the food pantry questioned me last week. I guess they want to do something for the veterans for Christmas, and she was asking us if we knew of any. I know a couple with Jen's dad and one of my cousins, but I told her to contact you to see if you had a bigger list.
So I cannot provide anything because that would be a violation, right? But it's probably public knowledge up in your office, right?
I
Or
would
no.
recommend calling the veterans agent.
Yeah, because we can't
have
give out.
veterans
And
agent.
is that a person that's in Ladensville?
Yeah, and I can give you
Yeah.
the contact, yeah.
All
she's
right,
lovely.
I will tell her that, because I'll see her today.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they wanna do more reaching out to the veterans, you know, not just for Christmas or whatever, but whatever they need, if they can be assisted, you know. So I will tell her that.
Yeah, and Lori Burrows is a really good resource
Okay.
too.
All
She, Lori Burrows, Trivia, right? I always call her Lori Jubert, who works for Representative McKenna. She's
Okay.
very, very active in veteran services. So I could brainstorm with her a little bit too.
Yeah,
So
because
where-
that person takes care of more than one town, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So where does this Veterans Coffee Hour get advertised?
So we advertise in the newspapers, we advertise it in our newsletter, and then a little bit of word of mouth.
Got it.
Like I said, we had 4, but one just moved and one hasn't been well. So, but I did hear that somebody was planning on bringing his wife, and we had another couple that was coming from, I think, Webster, that were planning on attending. So, like everything else, I mean, bingo started out with 6 people. I had 30 people here yesterday.
Right.
So you saw, you walked in. So everything takes a little bit of time to grow, and a lot of things are word of mouth and a little bit of advertising, and that's the best that you can do. So Lori is aware of it, and so is Bradshaw's office, that we're doing this on Thursday.
Now, do
And,
we have a local VFW post? Not anymore. That's,
Everything is, all their veteran stuff is here. That building is
right,
closed.
but there's nobody.
It's kind of defunct, I think,
contact.
over here. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know who it is
It
anymore.
was- isn't
Because it used to
Mr.
be
Wall?
Tadro.
Isn't Mr. Wall a veteran?
I know that,
They don't meet?
it might be. Yeah, they used to, and they used to use our space.
Yeah.
And they haven't had a parade or a meeting in years. Jennifer, she may know more,
Because Jennifer knows.
she might, yeah.
She's not.
Do you know anything about the status of veterans in this town? Like, you know, they don't do the parades, but do they have meetings or anything, or is it all, nobody's in charge?
No, it's pretty much wound down since the leader, my Uncle Dennis, passed away.
Right.
It's Ronnie, my dad, and a couple other guys. So there's really nothing. As of right now, I believe they're thinking of the American Legion and the VFWs are gonna join forces as one, because nobody's signing up to be part of either one of them. Yeah.
The younger veterans aren't as involved, and
They
the
don't sign
older
up
ones
to be
are.
a VFW member, they don't sign up for the American Legion.
No.
So I think eventually you're gonna see it wound into just one entity.
Yeah. Which is okay.
Yeah,
Nothing
I
wrong,
mean,
nothing
no.
wrong with that, because the idea is getting them together because they can relate to each other.
Yeah,
That's who they need to talk to and talk with. I tell you, once a week I go out with a bunch of veterans for breakfast. And no one says a word, they order their meal, and all you have to do is ask one question to get the conversation going and say, you know, just mention something. Did you have a housemaid when you were in Vietnam? And then they get going, and 2 hours later, they're still talking about it. And the next week, it'll be the same discussion, the same things, and they're sharing commonality, and it makes no difference which group they belong to. But walking down here by themselves to come in and see who's here, that's a hard walk.
oh, yeah.
That- So it maybe if when they were here, you said, now, next month or next week, whenever you're gonna do it again, why don't you each try to bring somebody else with you? You know, we'll start that way.
We have, yeah.
Just,
At that point, maybe you can just ask the veterans, what would they want?
yeah.
You know, what would they
Yes.
like to see?
Yep.
But see, it's having conversations like this that'll bring up ideas that will promote different programs.
And that you have to have walked in their shoes to understand, and they need that comradeship with the people who have walked in their shoes.
Yep.
That's, you know, that's the bottom line.
Jim, don't you know the man that comes here one time that was on the battleship? Yeah.
Oh, he did a presentation, right, Jan?
Battleship Wisconsin. It was somebody from the,
Wow, somebody local?
yeah, that you had, he talked a little bit.
Was that the man that traveled with the clothing Antarctica?
No.
Wasn't him?
Ken, they're thinking Ken.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I know what you mean.
Because my son was in Virginia, so he made a tour of the battleship, because my husband was on there, and he said there's very few people left from the Korean War.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So he gave them a personal tour of the ship and signed up and everything on it for them, so, yeah, it was tear-jerking for my son, you know?
Yeah.
Because, he said very few people go there that have been
Mm-hmm.
that age,
Yeah.
you know? Because he would be in his 70s, so. But I remember he mentioned about the battleship, and I
Mhm.
picked up on it right off.
Yeah.
And I think I had talked to Pam about it, so.
I
He said,
had one lady from the senior housing in Whitensville call me once, and she heard I was gonna go visit a relative in Hawaii, and she said, you know, my boy's on the Arizona. And she said, I've never been there, could you take a picture of his name?
yeah,
And that's all she wanted.
yeah,
And so I went out to the Arizona, and on the memorial, I found his name, and, you know, he's from Whitensville, and I took a picture. She was so happy when she got that, you know?
Yeah. He signed the book because my son walked in with the book in his hand from the Wisconsin, and he spotted him right off. And so he gave him the tour, but he signed the book and everything for them, so he was thrilled, my son was thrilled. Because that would have been in his 90s, career.
Yeah, doesn't take much, you know, people like Jen's father, just trying to get him to come down here.
Yeah,
That's next to impossible.
yeah, yeah.
And once in a while, he talks with Herbie Tebow, who can't talk about anything else but,
Right.
you know, the time in the Marines.
Is there any other business anybody wants to bring up? Or we pick a next date for a meeting?
We don't usually do January,
We
February.
don't, yeah.
So we'll go right to March. So, we have the 6th,
March.
there won't be any snow.
Any chance, could we do the following week? I have the presidential primary the day
Oh,
before.
of course, the 13th,
Yeah, that work?
Yeah.
What date now?
the 13th of March. And you will get a letter.
So 13th of March, 2024, can you believe that?
Yeah.
9 AM, we meet.
It'll be like a minute from now.
You're right. Okay.
I love the letter coming. It's a great reminder for me.
Yes.
All right, I guess I need a motion to adjourn today's meeting. Okay, thank you, everybody,
Second.
appreciate it.